YouTube and Snapchat and Rumble, fuck, shake your tits and swing your dicks. You made it to another Friday, and you know what that means? That you're winning. And what did you win? Another slap yourself in the nipples fantastic episode of your favorite internet sensation with Libation. That's right, it's another Friday wrap-up just for you. And before we get today's show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to today's Libation. You know, it's been unseasonably warm this week, especially today, about 80 fucking degrees the last couple days. So I needed something a little bright, little refreshing. And you know, all last weekend I was drinking Negronis, which I've showed you how to make these on the show. I just love them. You know, it's a classic Italian cocktail. I don't make mine with gin because I hate gin. So I made a vodka Negroni. Very simple. It's like the Boulevarder I made last week. Ounce of your favorite vodka. I'm, of course, using Tito's. Another ounce of sweet vermouth. Ounce of Campari. Give it a nice stir. You can garnish it with an orange twist if you have. And as I allude, to drink up and be somebody. These should be like Italian margaritas because these are very refreshing for the warmer months. The bitterness of the Campari kind of just sort of mutes a little bit of that the sweet vermouth, and it just ties all in nicely with vodka or even gin if you're a gin drinker. But yeah, so you know, these intros get fucking crazier and crazier. Speaking of crazy, what a week it's been. Well, you know, last Sunday, like I said, was Easter. You know, hopefully everybody had a nice Easter. I myself, everybody, you know, says, "Oh, what are you doing for Easter? What are you doing?" You know, I'm not a big holiday guy, especially lately. I didn't really do anything for Easter. I will say this: I got to give a big shout out to my dear friends Mel and Shane. They stopped by Sunday. They brought me some dinner, which was very, very nice of them. I appreciate that. You know, I just kind of hung out Sunday. It was a nice, quiet day. Just kind of lounged, you know, napped. You know, I didn't really do much. It was just a nice, chill day. But, you know, to me, like, I don't know, Easter isn't really like a fucking holiday. I mean, it's a religious holiday, and we all know I'm not religious. I mean, if you ever, like, explained Easter... Have you ever explained Easter to a non-Catholic or a non-Christian? Like, if you explained it to a Jew, they would think that you're fucking mentally irregular. I mean, think about it. Well, you know, they killed Jesus and they hung him on a cross, and then he died, and then they put him in a cave, and then he rose from the dead, and then we go on Easter egg hunts, and the Easter bunny comes. You know, it was a large rabbit who brings little candies and toys for the kids, and they have chocolate eggs. It just, I mean, if you just think of it, it fucking sounds insane. Let's back the train up a little bit. Okay, now, first of all, I personally have said this before. I don't think Jesus died on a cross. They hung him in the fucking sun for like 8 hours. Okay, he was nailed to a cross. It's not going to kill you. It's going to hurt like a motherfucker, but it ain't going to kill you. I think he was dehydrated, and like I said before, they put him in a damn cave and revived him. But if we look at the biblical explanation of Easter, we start off with fucking murder. Then we take a dead body and throw it in a fucking cave, and it comes back to life. It reanimates itself. So now we got murder, we have zombieism, and from there we go to like a 6-foot terrifying fucking anamorphic rabbit that comes to people's homes and brings the children candy and little toys. Like, that's gonna be fucking safe to eat. And then we hide eggs. How does nailing a person to a cross equate to hiding Easter eggs and eating chocolate bunnies? It's fucking insane. If you ever explain this holiday to a Jew, watch their face. They're gonna look at you. What? And they say, they're crazy. We just eat matzah for a week. We have a nice dinner, a seder. You have a little brisket, some matzah balls. Although I have a good friend of mine, my buddy Brucey. I don't know if I've ever told this story on the show, but he's Jewish, and he's telling me he went to the Seder at his rabbi's house. And there's a bunch of people from his temple. They're all gathered around the table. And basically what the Jews do before they eat is they read off the plagues, And as they read, there was like an old couple sitting across from in their 80s. As they're reading the plague, the wife just takes a fucking header into the goddamn matzo ball soup. Died. She just died face down in the soup with a matzo ball stuck to her head. And he's as crazy as I am. He couldn't stop fucking laughing. He goes, well, dinner was ruined. But, I mean, my point is, this fucking Easter holiday is not, I don't know, something that you should be celebrating because it sounds fucking nuts. Okay, just saying. This from a Catholic school kid. Yeah, crazy. Anyway. So I mentioned this whole Dylan Mulvaney shit last week. And truthfully, I really didn't think this was going to be as big of a fucking issue as it's been. I mean, I think it's incredibly stupid. I mean, this is what happens when you go woke. But apparently Budweiser has lost over $5 billion in revenue over this whole Dylan Mulvaney shit. I mean, talk about missing the mark and not knowing your fucking clientele. Listen, I don't know who's running marketing over there at Budweiser, but I'm pretty sure that transgendered people do not drink Budweiser. Okay? This is your NASCAR crowd that's drinking fucking Bud Light. The trannies drink hard seltzers, if anything, or maybe Cosmos. They're not I've never seen, and I've had a gay bar, and I've never seen even gay people drink fucking Bud Light. Rolling Rock, if anything. I'm telling you, they really fucking missed the mark. And the best thing is, the higher ups at Budweiser, like, oh, we were not aware of this. We didn't okay this. I mean, and I asked you last week, I said it last week, I'd love to see who the fucking idiot was that came up with this idea. Well, your boy did a little investigative digging, and here is the moron responsible for this terrible idea. Bud Light's soon-to-be unemployed vice president, Alyssa Heinerscheid. Look at this fucking horse-faced liberal cunt. Ruined Budweiser. She's like, well, we're trying to take the brand in a different direction, and we want to like reinvigorate it. And the way you do that is you just go woke. Because Bud Light has like a frat boy kind of appearance. Yeah, because that's what they're drinking in fucking college campuses. Because who the fuck... Regular people aren't drinking this fucking piss water. Okay? You want to drink a good beer? Go get yourself a Yingling. Or even a fucking Coors Banquet. Not the Coors Light. Coors Banquet's a good beer too. But this fucking dumb bitch... And meanwhile, there were pictures of her all over fucking Facebook. Partying in frat parties. She went to Harvard. Oof. This fucking dumb bitch single-handedly ruined Budweiser. If you own shares of Budweiser, sorry. They should throw full fucking cans of beer at her teeth. They're fucking horse teeth. What else happened this week? A Walmart pulled... I fucking love this story. You know me, I like my funny t-shirts, So Walmart pulls this offensive recycle shirt that they were selling. Apparently, take a look at this. The shirt, I guarantee it's meant to be a parody. So it says recycle. So it says R-E, and then it spells cycle out on the side of the R-E. Cycle, use, new, think. It's like acronyms. But the way they set it up, so it's R-E, and then the word cycle, the first letter spell cunt. Which I fucking love. This had to be done on purpose. Okay, it had to be. Fucking Walmart, man. They delight me. I want this t-shirt, so they yanked it. I mean, what fucking Karen complained about this? I don't know. I mean, this is probably some libtard that bought this shirt thinking that they were being positive and green and spreading the green agenda. They put it on like a dumb fuck, and they walked around and got mocked all fucking day long and butthurt. And, they went and complained. Fucking killjoys. This is why we can't have nice things, kids. So, what do New York City subways, German Shepherds, and the Dali Llama all have in common? They're all on today's Friday wrap-up. So buckle up, bitches. Okay, on another Biden blunder. Well, Joe Biden just, for a feeble old man, this guy's like a one-man wrecking crew. So, when the Mar-a-Lago raid happened, right? Biden said he didn't hear about it. He had no idea this was even happening. Blah 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 blah. Well, here's his fucking surprise. It all turned out to be bullshit. Apparently, evidence came out this week that Biden not only knew about the raid, he ordered the fucking Mar-a-Lago raid, and then he pressured the Department of Justice to raid Donald Trump's house, and then lied and said that he knew nothing about it. And apparently, he's also behind the indictment, too. He sent one of his fucking cronies to Alvin Bragg's office to pressure them to indict Trump. So this guy clearly is weaponizing the DOJ. And here's the fucking thing. He's like, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. So he's saying that fucking Trump had classified information, classified documents, which as a former president, he's allowed to have, and then they could figure it out later. So he orders this raid. Meanwhile, fucking Biden's been stealing classified documents since he was a senator. And he had fucking boxes of them in multiple locations. Then he orders an indictment saying, Trump committed some fucking heinous crime, which is completely untrue. Meanwhile, the fucking Bidens are basically a goddamn crime syndicate. Influence peddling, money laundering, you fucking name it. The list goes on. Probably tax evasion. So, here's this guy ordering all these fucking things, trying to punish a political opponent. And meanwhile, he's guilty as fuck. Now, what does he think? If Trump doesn't get into fucking office, that Trump ain't gonna fucking retaliate? Because if Trump retaliates, if Trump does the same shit, which I personally think he should, gloves are off now, lock this old fucking bastard up. Send him to fucking Guantanamo. So, then, of course, there was a classified info breach from the Department of Defense, which was a big fucking deal. So some classified documents, classified information, spy information that we had on our allies, on Ukraine, all that shit was leaked. It was leaked online. Some stuff that we didn't really want our allies to find out that we had on them. People were saying probably this was a spy or something like this. Turned out to be some kind of Air National Guardsman that had access to the Pentagon. I just heard that late last night, so I'm still trying to sift through that information. But we basically looked like a bunch of fucking amateur fools on the world stage. I mean, so much so that our allies are starting to kind of like turn their back on us. China is basically unseating the U.S. And I'm not being hysterical here. It's the fucking truth. China's basically seating the U.S. as the top power in the world right now. Right now. Okay? Because we look like absolute fucking morons to the rest of the world. Where we should be worried about our military and victory and things like that, our military's worried about fucking wokeism and using the correct fucking pronouns. Okay, we're pushing this fucking idiotic woke agenda, and we're not educating people. We're not building our military. We're not strengthening our country. Our economy's in a complete fucking shambles. We got a fucking doddering old fuck as a president, and the world's laughing at us. Okay, and now this whole fucking DOD breach makes it look worse. Like I said, our fucking allies are just backing away. So China has been making deals. I mean, they sided with Russia. Now they made a deal with Saudi Arabia so we can kiss our fucking oil goodbye, because God forbid we produce our own. Even Egypt, one of our oldest allies, right? Egypt has now backed Russia in the Ukraine. They're sending them weapons and munitions. This is not good. This is not, and in the meantime, China's making blatant threats to the U.S. over fucking Taiwan. Because they know fucking Biden's going to do nothing. I mean, even France. Yeah, you remember France? They would be speaking fucking German without us in World War II. France. Yeah, even they said that they should distance themselves from us, and now they're cozying up to China. This is not good. This is not a good thing. And where is fucking Joe Biden in the midst of all of this turmoil? Ireland. decided to take a fucking vacation or a trip to Ireland. For what purpose? I don't know. Like, the Irish need this guy. He's a disgrace to fucking Irish people. He's fucking wandering around Ireland, stumbling around in castles with his idiot son. Yeah, while the world is completely fucking falling apart. Good job, Democrats. Good job. Can't wait till 2024. Hopefully all of this shit gets put to rest. All right, kids, on 52 farts, let's let her rip. All right, off the top of the deck, what do we got? A lotus blossom show. This is a gaseous form of energy release caused by the execution of yogic poses, especially those that promote relaxation of the sphincter muscle. You ever see these people doing yoga, like downward facing dog, the fucking reverse lotus, facing the crotch, that type of shit? Well, you know, muscles start getting relaxed, and all of a sudden, you know, you just let one loose. Same thing happens to people sometimes when they're asleep. They fall asleep, and their muscles start to relax, their body starts, you know, just kind of like, and then all of a sudden, chicks, this happens with broads a lot. You know, they're all prim and proper and cute and nice, and then they get into bed and they get all cozy and they start to doze off and they relax, and all of a sudden they heat your fucking leg up like an atomic burst. So at least, guys, we're pretty straightforward about that shit. We just blast you. All right, kids, get your tickets out. We're about to hop onto that maniacal, magical express into mayhem and fuckery. The crazy train's about to leave the station. Oh, but woo-hoo! First stop, New York City. So, the MTA has decided to have autistic kids make subway announcements for the rest of the month. I mean, if you thought the subways were confusing before, next stop, 9-5, definitely 5-5, definitely 5. What the fuck? What? Autistic. How did they even wrangle these kids to fucking make it a... You ever hear a fucking classroom full of autistic kids? It sounds like somebody's running over a bunch of hyenas. I mean, whose fucking brilliant idea was this? Leave these kids alone, for Christ's sake. I mean, hey, anybody have any suggestions on how to improve the New York City subway systems? I know. Let's have actual retards announce the subway stops. That way, when a deranged homeless person tries to kill you, you'll have no fucking clue where you are. Don't New Yorkers have enough shit to deal with? Do we need this? My God. The whole city's going to hell in a handbasket. Let's let the autistics announce the subway stops. What's next? Mongoloids announcing the next bus stops? Oh my God, the whole fucking world is just unhinged. All right, next stop, Florida. A 23-year-old Florida middle school teacher by the name of Angel Footman was arrested for hosting a fight club for her students in her classroom during regular school hours. So, during her class, I don't even know what subject she was supposed to teach. She would, you know, if kids had a beef, she would let them, like, duke it out. Like, I mean, fucking, like, throwing hands right in the middle of class. I mean, the rules were simple. No screaming, no hair pulling, no phones. You know, remember when teachers actually just taught shit? I mean, you know, maybe I'm a little out of touch. I mean, when I was a kid, we went to school. We learned things like math, English, reading, history. You did your fighting after school in the schoolyard or behind a fucking building or something, and then you went home, did homework, or you played sports or something. Remember that? Although, I gotta say, I do find this extremely refreshing. I mean, because while other teachers these days just want to fuck their students, or, you know, they're making OnlyFans pages, this enterprising young lady is thinking outside the box and imparting some real-world skills, okay? And teaching kids to not be little fucking pussies. So, you know what? Good for you, Miss Footman. Azalud. Hopefully you got a good attorney. Next stop, Mississippi. So a 19-year-old Mississippi woman by the name of Denise Nicole Frazier was arrested and charged with unnatural intercourse and aggravated animal cruelty. Apparently, she posted a video of her having sex with a German Shepherd. She claims she was forced to have sex with this said German Shepherd. But she hasn't said by who. So, like I said, apparently she videoed herself doing it and sold the vids on like an OnlyFans type page. I don't know. But first of all, who's buying this shit? Well, I mean, it is Mississippi. Fucking hillbillies. Bet you she's making her daddy proud. Yep, that's my little girl having intercourse with that there German Shepherd. Good thing it wasn't one of them black labs. Now, of course, when I read this, naturally, I had questions. Like, was it good? I mean, was there any foreplay, or did they just like get right down to it? Like, I mean, who was on top? I mean, did she rub his belly afterwards? Give him some doggy treats like a milk bone. Good boy. I know, it's so fuck. I mean, I gotta say, this does give a whole new meaning to the word doggy style, right? And last stop, India. So, this has been all over the news this week, and it delights me. So the Dalai Llama, his holiest of holies among the fucking Buddhists, asked the kid to suck his tongue. So, I don't know, he was in front of a crowd of thousands of people at some, I don't know, festival, because he's banished from Tibet, so he lives in India now. And some kid comes up to him and wanted to give him a hug. And the Dalai Lama said, well, first, I think you have to give me a kiss on this cheek over here. So the kid gives him a kiss on the cheek. Then he says, I think you have to give me a kiss on this cheek. So there's a little boy and gives him a kiss on the other cheek. Then he sticks out his tongue and goes, you have to suck on my tongue. And the kid fucking sucked on his tongue. And the crowd's laughing. They thought this was cute. What the hell's the matter with these fucking people? This is, I mean, there's Catholic priests that do the same thing to altar boys, just not in front of the fucking church, and those guys get prosecuted. Or, removed and moved to a different parish so that they can do it again. So the Dalai Lama apologized and said, he kept hugging the kid after he sucked his tongue. Sure. Oh, Maron. So he apologized and said, I was just being playful. What the fuck is happening? If I was playful like that, I'd be in handcuffs. If I walked up to some chick in a bar and went, suck my tongue. I mean, either I'm going to get punched in the fucking face, kicked in the balls, or arrested for, attempted sexual assault. This fucking guy just laughs it off and everything. Well, it's just the Dalai Lama. I just sometimes, the world makes me very, very sad. God almighty. All right, kids, and your sports update. So, MLB, Yankees play the Twins tonight at 7:05. Mets play the A's tonight at 9:40. Phillies play the Reds tonight at 6:40. Fucking Phillies. So I've mentioned this before, at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia from time to time. I think it's the first Tuesday of the month or something like that. They do a $1 hot dog, $1 beer night. It's exactly what it is. $1 dogs, $1 beers. And they had their first $1 dog night on last Tuesday. And as always, it was a fucking shit show. I'm surprised. I can't, I'm surprised the Phillies is still doing this, because every time they do a $1 beer, $1 dog night, it is an absolute fucking shit show. It's a disaster. So, Tuesday night, the Phillies were getting killed by the fucking Marlins, and in true Philly fan form, these fucking retards just started throwing hot dogs at each other. I mean, you saw it, on the TV, fucking hot dogs flying from the stands. They started winging hot dogs because I guess they got bored. I mean, just go home. What the fuck? and one, because I've been to Dollar Dog Night. That's what I told you guys that story where the guy just fucking threw up on a kid because David Wright hit a home run. Like, Phillies fans are fucking deranged. Like, any Philadelphia fan has something fucking wrong inside of their head. They're just fucking deranged people. I don't know what it is. And like nobody seems to fucking be alarmed by this. Although one Philly fan tweeted that Philly fans need to be better than this. Shut the fuck up. This is Philly. They're all fucking deranged. They're mentally irregular. It's just, that's par for the course. You go to a fucking Sixers game, Flyers game, Eagles, Phillies, they're all insane. They threw fucking batteries at Santa Claus, for Christ's sake. Okay, NHL. Well, it's playoff season, kids. Okay, Rangers' last regular season game was last night. They will be opening the playoffs on the road against either Carolina or Jersey. I haven't seen who they're going to kick it off with, but they're going to definitely be on the road. So let's go Rangers, baby. NBA playoffs also start on Saturday. So Nets and Knicks did make the playoffs. Nets play the Sixers Saturday at 1. Knicks play the Cavs Saturday at 6. Bulls to be determined. They qualified for a play-in game, so their last regular season game is tonight at 7 o'clock. They're playing the Heat. So I believe if they beat Miami tonight, that'll qualify them for playoffs. I guess either Saturday or Sunday. So the Bulls are kind of just teetering on the edge there, but the Nets and the Knicks did make it. But don't get your hopes up, kids, because they're going to get fucking blown out pretty quick. Okay, I think the Knicks will go a little further than the Nets this year, because the Nets have shit. They got garbage. How they even made the playoffs, I'm a little shocked. But the Knicks have a decent squad. If they could just keep their shit together, I think they'll advance. But you know, I'm not getting my fucking hopes up on this one. As far as the Bulls go. If they make the playoffs, I don't see them going very far either. You know, none of these three teams are going to even get anywhere close to a championship. Okay, so, but it is nice to get a little extra basketball in the spring. Okay, kids, on Tommy's Pub and Grub Review, we're going to talk about some fucking craziness that's happening in New York City. So New York City restaurants are now imposing, not all, but a good portion of them, more of like the high frou-frou places, they're now imposing a 90-minute time limit on diners. So like if you have a reservation or if you're gonna wait online in the city, good for you. But if you have dinner reservations or whatever, you go to a restaurant, you sit down, they give you 90 minutes. 90 minutes to drink, order, eat, and leave. That's it. Once your 90 minutes is up, you can't order like dessert, you can't order extra drinks. They want to turn the fucking table over. So they're kicking diners out. You know, imagine if the fucking kitchen's in the weeds. So this is what I'm saying. If the kitchen's in the weeds, right? And service is slow because they're short-staffed. That's one of the excuses why they're doing this. They're saying, well, you know, to accommodate people, we're understaffed, and we want to try to kind of like flip the tables quick so that we can maximize our profit. Please, you're lucky people are fucking coming to your restaurant to eat. Stop that shit. This is the hospitality business, okay? You turn the table over, you turn the table over, you don't. If I want to go to a restaurant and have a meal and hang out a little bit, maybe I got people with me, maybe I'm on a date, whatever, you're bullshitting, okay? You're hanging out, having a good time, you're having a couple of drinks, maybe you're having a coffee or something or whatever, dessert, but you're hanging out, you're spending money. What the fuck are you chasing me out the door for, you fucking scumbags? So, I think this is just an impossibly fucking stupid idea. Okay, they're floundering. And the problem really is not, lack of staffing and this and that. It's the fact that New York City's a fucking disaster right now. With all the crime and all the bullshit, people just do not want to go to the city like they used to. Yeah, these Gen Zers, they got their fucking heads up their asses. They're all carefree, clear-headed until somebody puts a fucking gun to the side of their head and robs them. But, I mean, listen, I'll tell you right now, if I walked into Patsy's or Gallagher's and they told me, Tommy, you got 90 minutes to eat and drink and leave, somebody's teeth are going to go flying out of their fucking mouth, okay? I don't play with that shit. But yeah, that's what they're fucking doing now in the city. So, you know, if you go to a restaurant and they tell you got a fucking time limit on the table, turn the fuck around and walk out, okay? Go to the boroughs. Go to Queens. Go to Brooklyn. Go to the Bronx. There's plenty of fucking good places to eat. Maybe even better than Manhattan. Okay? Go there. All right? I can pretty much guarantee you that my places like Gallagher's and Patsy's and joints like that are not giving you a fucking 90-minute wait time. I can't see any steakhouse in the city doing that. Okay? It would just be fucking insane. Okay? And if they do, fuck them. Go to Uncle Jack's in Queens. All right, kids, on what the fuck is that? We're going to talk about pussy farts. This morning, I was racking my brain. What can I talk about on what the fuck is that? And it just hit me like a bolt of lightning. Pussy farts. Queefs. You know, and if you don't know what that is, that's, you know, like when, like, you're having, like, aggressive intercourse with a woman. You know, they're a little damp. Sometimes if they have, like, a big labia or clit, you know, this kind of helps, and like, you know, there's some moisture in there, and like, you know, and it makes like a little like wet fart sound, like a little, you know, you're making it talk, you know, it always makes me chuckle. Now, here's the thing about queefs and pussy farts. If you're with a chick, right, and this happens, I mean, if this chick doesn't fucking react, there's something wrong here. Like, I mean, most girls are just gonna get like all like embarrassed, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's like, and I always like, it's all right, don't worry about it. That's a nice girl. She's conscientious and shit. That's a good thing. You know, if she laughs when it happens, this fucking broad's got a sick sense of humor. I love that shit. That's a keeper. If she does nothing, like it doesn't even phase her, ma che cazzo, man, puttana, vattine, she's a fucking whore. Because she's jamming everything she can up there. So that's usually an indication that you should maybe put your pants on and fucking leave. Okay? And then maybe go to the nearest clinic and get a test or something. All right? All right, kids on Right or Racist. Business Insider reported that in 2011 that Seattle had the highest suicide rate, or number of suicides were per 100,000 people of any city in the United States. Well, that's racist. I don't see how that's racist, but Seattle's not even in the top 15. You know, Seattle's a depressing city because it constantly fucking rains and everybody's woke and liberal. I can see why people would think you'd want to kill yourself living. I mean, I would personally, but no, actually Vegas is the top in top city for suicides. I mean, for obvious reasons. But that explains why there's no traffic in Las Vegas. I've never seen any traffic in Nevada at all. So, something to be said for that. All right, kids, and your PSA. So, this week, I was in Dunkin' Donuts. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday. Can't remember. But I see this fat, disheveled woman. Now, you know how I feel about people who wear, like, socks with slides, right? And it's usually kids that do it. And every so often I see an adult. And either way, I just want to smack them across the back of the head. Anyway, this was an older lady. She's a fat, disheveled woman, and she was wearing toe socks. These things were popular for like a hot minute at one point, and now I think they're starting to make a comeback. It's like a glove for your foot. It's like it's a sock where your toes go into each individual toe slot, so it looks like you're wearing no sock, but you're wearing a sock. And she's wearing toe socks with slides. What the fuck is this now? I mean, first of all, she looked like she combed her hair by allowing tree squirrels to have an aggressive menage a trois on top of her head. I mean, people really need to examine themselves before they leave the fucking house. Okay? This just got worse during COVID. I mean, you're horrifying other people. It's the same people who go to fucking the supermarket in their dirty pajamas and they look like they're homeless. Okay? This happened all throughout COVID, and people just haven't fucking snapped out of it yet. And there's no excuse for this shit anymore. COVID's over. The world is open. When are we going to stop with the fucking masks, too? I'm sick of it now. It's 3 motherfucking years. What are you gonna spend the rest of your life in a fucking mask, you stupid motherfucking people? Yeah, the other day I saw a woman going to the gym, and I see a woman sitting at the bus stop by herself wearing a mask. And as I commented, here comes this other fucking Momo across the street by himself, outside, they're outside, wearing a mask. Of course, he was wearing it under his fucking nose, which I just want to, I was praying a bus would run a fucking light and crush him and kill him. I mean, come on, people, get it together. Right? It's done now. Stop it, you fucking retards. Oh, God. This is what makes me nervous for elections, because that's how many stupid people are fucking running around. Even this morning, I saw like, two women in the fucking gym wearing a mask. Come on. If you're that fucking afraid that you gotta walk around with a fucking coffee filter over your face like an asshole, stay home. Or kill yourself. Go to Nevada and fucking kill yourself. Retards. Anyway, stay COVID-less, kids. No mask, don't ask. Haters can kiss my ass. And remember, who loves you, babe? It's been your Friday wrap-up, and I'll see you when I see you.